Today, we're going to talk about what options to consider if you want to offer health insurance and you're a small business. If you're a small business and you're too small for one of these big group health plans that can be so expensive and are really designed for larger companies and more established companies, what do you do if you're a smaller business but you still want to offer these benefits not only for your family but for your employees as well? We're going to talk about a few things to consider today. So one of the ways that, and this is something that a lot of people don't know, is are association health plans. So you probably never even heard of that, right? Well, an association health plan, it's almost a way for a bunch of small businesses to band together and to get on a group plan, like a giant group plan. So they're leveraging the power of other small businesses and that group to be able to create this association. So then the association will then match more closely what a group plan would be. Like a group plan if you worked at a large company, which those tend to have a lot less out-of-pocket costs, and they tend to be nationwide PPOs in a lot of cases. They tend to give people more access to doctors and hospitals. Not to mention, they give a ton of other benefits. One of the ones that I love the most is lots of options for supplemental coverage just through the association membership itself. So for example, with supplemental coverage, you can have coverage for accidents and injuries, and also for hospital room and board, and for critical illnesses. That kind of supplemental coverage is designed to then help pay down your deductible and offset some of those out-of-pocket costs on your plan. And so when you compare this type of coverage and all these extras and bells and whistles that you might get with an association-based plan, when you compare that to just having a plan on the marketplace or being a tiny small business and having one of these group plans, there's no comparison, because you're going to have to sacrifice quality in those other cases, and you really don't want to do that, especially when it comes to your team's health insurance. You want them to be able to have confidence and then focus on your clients and building your business. And so you never want to sacrifice on quality. Association health plans are a great way to get a ton of extra and keep your costs low. So a lot of my small business clients where we really start talking about these association plans and what their options are, I find that a lot of them have not gotten to the point to be able to offer health insurance for their team. And so what they do is they tell their employees to go and find health insurance on the marketplace, and the employer then pays for it. You've got to be really, really careful as an employee, as an employer, and the employee also needs to be careful, because if your employee puts in a certain amount of income on the government website, and let's say their income is low enough because their household income is a certain size to qualify for a government subsidy, the employer is not allowed to pay for that. So, because then they're double dipping. The employer subsidizing, the government subsidizing, it does not work. And so you can get in trouble for that. And so you really want to be careful. I always tell my employers, try to stay away from the marketplace if you can, completely, if you're trying to cover your employees, because it can get you in a little bit of a bind. And if you're a small business, like a lot of my clients, you don't have an HR department or a office manager that only focuses on HR and health insurance, right? And so a lot of people will get frustrated because not only do they have to run the business, but deal with hiring and firing their employees, but now they've got to become a health benefits expert and also talk to their employees about how different types of plans, and no employer wants to do that. And so that's where I come in. I consider me your outsourced benefits administrator. I will work directly with your employees, even your potential employees, before you hire them, get and really understand their situation and determine what kind of coverage would be best for them. And then I will communicate with you. And so you don't need to go directly to that employee. I can be that person in charge of that. And it doesn't cost you anything extra because the insurance companies actually pay me. So many of my small law firms, small business clients love this because it's like they've got an expert in their back pocket. So if you need support with this, I would love to connect with you. You can find me at alexthehealthagent.com, and also make sure to follow me on Instagram, because I have a lot of great videos that can really help you shed some light on the confusion that is health insurance. And if you liked this particular video, please share it and comment, like, and subscribe.